All right, this is a long one. I'm gonna go over quarter placement, or what people consider quarter time. This is applicable for all props. You can do this with hoops, you can do this with fans, you can do this with poi, you can do this with double stabs, you can do it with clubs. Clubs probably being the easiest because it's a static prop you can hold, but fans will do just as well. You don't have to worry about the spin. The problem with that with non-static props like poi is they're wiggly and you're working against gravity a little bit more and or with it than this. So the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to go over the directions and where they are. Then I'm going to show you some ways to move through them, a couple of quick drills, and try to move back far enough. And then I'm going to show you how to move through those. And I might show you an 8-step cap at the end. That's one of my favorites I do with this. So the big thing you need to know first before you get all this is a couple of things. The quarters are if you take a grid and make a plus sign, and I reference that a lot for diamond anti-spins, for in-spins, flowers, and transition theory has a lot to do with VTG stuff. You need to know that because you're basically taking that square that's around that diamond and you're doing, here's a quarter, there's a quarter to your upper right, there's a quarter to your upper left, and there's also a quarter down to your bottom. Now, what you just saw me flipping the hands up and transitioning one up and one down, like gliding through or just swinging through, is one reason why static props are easy, because normally you have to kind of anti-spin and shift through those positions, which we'll go into and show you how to shift into those spots and move between them and then use them as setup into moves. So now that you know the quarters, you need to kind of just stand in them and know that they're going to move from quarter to quarter, right? So like starting off, we'll do the easy ones, that's top side, right? So if you hold them both up top, your left hand that's up top in the center is going to half anti-spin down to the outside, right? So all it is going from here and I'm letting it drop as I do the over to my left, straight down. So it goes from quarter top, quarter out, right there. Just like you would do for an anti-spin. Now, if you notice this is the breaking point for what's considered stacking with a lot of props. You're basically breaking that grid into small, either top half or bottom half that you're moving through it. It's called stacking, where you break the anti-spin and in-spin apart a little bit to help you move through patterns. So from top, you're gonna go over a quarter, right? And my right hand was over here, so it's gonna go top. So I'm gonna do is pinky in, anti-spin up, left hand is gonna pinky anti-spin out. That's quarter, right? And then you can glide and slide, kind of half anti-spin through the tops, right? Bam, bam, bam. And if you're at these points, that's a great way to transition to the bottom quadrants too. So as I mentioned, you can zip down with one hand, but then from there you have to do this awkward anti-spin thing, which will set up 4 other patterns. But what's best is to go from top right quadrant over here, slide right hand down and in, half anti-spin or quarter anti-spin, and then out, right? So again, that goes here, and they're gonna kind of anti-spin and slide inwards as they go boom to the bottom, right? Now that we're at the bottom, you can do the same thing from the other side left. So you want to practice this going up and down, switching over, down, over, switch other side, down. Now the bottom is the exact same thing, but you're gonna have to use the upwards anti-spin to go between the quadrants. So this is the other drill, right? So right hand anti-spins, half the quarter turn and glides, I'll put my fingers down. Other hand I use pinky and thumb to slide up, like if I was doing a 3-pedal or a diamond anti-spin, same thing, I'm just doing that half right there. Now to transfer to the other side, I just repeat the process. So this is gonna be your drill to kind of bang around and play with and just slide through. It feels real nice. A lot of people use this quarter tam stuff. Now other ways to do this, there's a myriad of ways. But to get through the full patterns, you need to work this guy. You need to be able to do this. Which all it is I'm switching between, if both hands are forward, I'm swinging one inside my arm and swapping. You'll see this as moves as I kind of swap between side by side. You can do the same thing up top and bottom and slide them different ways. But the point of this point is the same way in pendulum. With poi and in stacking a lot of non-stack props, you have to have this kind of swinging pendulum that you pick. And the best way to do this is also with hand facing out. So if you do it hand in, like thumb in, like this is nice. But when I go to do my anti-spin, I have to go either over my arm and down, which is not bad, or I have to do my anti-spin up. But the problem with that is once I go to that quarter there, I can still go over this way, but to get it to go anti-spin in, I have to spin it inside and down, right, on the inside of my arm. So for now, it's easy just to do these outside. And the reason why that works is because one hand will go down, the other hand will spin, right? So as you saw, my left hand does a half spin all the way around. So this is what you want to get into the drill, right? See what I'm saying? That hand spins in and out. while this other hand spins in, and then when they're there, they hit that, right? So now that you have that drill down where you go boom, boom, go up with it. So go right hand up, left hand out, and switch between those two, right? And then down, switch over the sides, do the same thing over here, in and out, in and out. Left hand up, bam, bam, go down to the side. Cool. I'm not gonna go over specifics, but I will show you one harder drill, which is my favorite, which is bottom side one like this. Start here, right hand's gonna go over, right? That's first step, so that's quarter, right? Goes over to that quarter, so it's out to my left side, left hand's down. Then they're gonna switch, right? So again, they're both down, gonna go over, and they're gonna switch quarter, quarter, switch, back and forth, right? This is the bottom half, right? Bam, 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 bam. So it kind of stacks and bounces from one side to the other. The top half happens from this quarter here. So left hand goes up, right hand goes out, right? And then they switch sides, and then they do the same thing, but left hand goes down, right hand goes out. So this is the top side, right? Hand up, hand down, left hand goes in, right hand goes all the way over to that side. So bop, bop. Same thing we go to the other side. Bop, 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 bop. And then to the bottom, you do that first one, right? And so where they come together is this quarter over here. You go up and out, hit, switch the side, up and over switch, down switch, bam, 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 bam. And so you just have to play with those different ideas of where they go. There's a lot of quarter time stuff you can do in play. There's some horizontal stuff you could probably get away with as well and blend it in, but it looks really weird to me to like do that eye relation like you would with poi where it's a plain break. Don't forget also doing quarter time while you do body trace. So think about the body trace stuff where you body trace one and it switches over, and then it switches over the other way, then it goes up, and then body trace is one hand kind of a quarter behind the head and there. You can also do this from this location here where you go behind the head. We won't worry about that. I'm just gonna delete that. Yeah, I hope this helps.